Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be talking about how to get out of a reading slump and what books can help you. If you can't already tell, I have been sick for the past week, and so I have a lingering scratchy throat, a cough, and a little sniffle. So I'm better though, I'm a lot better, but it was a rough couple days. So let's get into this video. I have all my notes in front of me on my iPad here because my brain cannot remember things right now. But I'll first get into like steps you should take to help you get out of a reading slump, because reading slumps are like the worst thing ever, like literally the worst thing ever. And I've been in one a couple times this year already when I've just read book after book that's just been like a 3-star read for me, which in my case is definitely a reading slump. So we've got a couple steps here. The biggest step for me specifically is going back and reading my favorite books. So like my 5-star reads, just basically my 5-star reads. Like something that is familiar to do, something that is going to end happily, and the outcome, and you don't even like have to think about anything while you're reading it. And man, I'm literally dying. That is like my almost foolproof way of getting out of a reading slump, is reading one of my favorite books. And I'll get into one of my favorite books in a minute after all these steps. So another thing is trying something different, and that could mean a whole lot of things. But specifically, like, as silly as reading in a different place in your home or outside, like if you usually just read in bed at night, maybe that is not helpful in your reading slump. So maybe try the couch, or on your front porch if you have a home, or outside on the lawn, or at a park. Just try a new environment, and sometimes that can help you. This is ridiculous. Sometimes that can help you get out of a reading slump. And then there are some other ways, like not just like finding a new place to read, but just like trying something new, as in like a new genre. Maybe you've been reading the same genre over and over and over again, and it's kind of like the same storyline, like a contemporary romance kind of thing. So maybe try a genre you've never tried before. Like last year I was in a reading slump and I tried a romantic suspense. It was my first romantic suspense ever. It ended up being a 5-star read for me. So maybe try a new genre you've never read before, like fantasy, or romantic suspense, or a mystery, or a sports romance, or something like that. Just something that you've never tried before, and that can also get you out of a reading slump. And also, another thing, trying something different, if you're just like only reading on like, a bubble in my throat. If you're only reading like on like your Kindle or whatever electronic, sometimes that is kind of the worst too, just over and over again, just looking at like a screen all the time. So maybe try picking up a paperback or a hardcover, just kind of switch it up for yourself so that you're not just like constantly looking at a screen, because I feel like that also is like really unhelpful, especially because like sometimes if you have a job and it's like a desk job and you're looking at a screen all day long, and then you come home and you're on a screen again. So maybe picking up an actual physical copy of a book can help you as well. Another step is reading shorter books. So I read a lot of books, and most of them are pretty long. And it's not that I like do that on purpose. It's just that some of the books that I have enjoyed have been super long. But sometimes I need like a really short and happy romance read. And sometimes that pulls me out of a reading slump. And I will get into some books that are shorter that have helped me. But there's one more step that I have never done: joining a book club where all these other people that you're with are reading the same book as you, and you have the same goals, and they are almost like what is it called? Kind of hold you accountable, and they can support you, and they're like just a small group of support for you, And so joining a book club kind of gives you the motivation to keep reading and reading these books that you guys choose to read. And so I've never joined a book club. I would really love to, but my husband and I are moving very, very soon here. This couch will not be in my videos anymore. Anyway, that doesn't matter. That will be probably in my next video. I think I would love to join a book club someday. And I think that would actually be very, very helpful to hold me accountable. I have a lot of friends who are in book clubs and they really enjoy it. And so yeah, just maybe find a book club. And maybe you don't need to like join a physical book club. You can find one on like Instagram, join a group there, or find one on YouTube or something like that. I know that a lot of YouTubers, like Christian YouTubers that I watch their videos, they have like buddy reading and all that kind of stuff, and you can do that too. So those are most of the steps, all the steps that I feel like have helped me. And just like one more thing, books that have helped me before are books that are fun and fluffy, a little cheesy, super quick to read, and you don't even have to think while reading them. It's kind of just one of those things. And so yeah, and here are a few books that literally fit that like explanation. So we've got anything, literally anything by Sarah Adams. But this is a closed door YouTube site. What am I talking about? My brain is killing me. I have a headache. This is a closed door reading channel, YouTube channel, whatever you want to call it. So her most recent release is called The Rule Book. I have not read it and I probably won't. I talked about it in a previous video of mine that it was my anticipated releases, that I probably would pick it up, but it is open door now. It's got one open door scene in it, but Sarah Adams puts a disclaimer, or not a disclaimer, but like a thing at the beginning of her book to make it closed door. But I'm just not going to pick it up, probably. I don't think I will, but maybe. I don't know. I still don't know. But anything by her previously, like When in Rome, specifically for me, these were what helped me get out of reading slump, was When in Rome and The Cheat Sheet. The Cheat Sheet is a 5-star read for me, so obviously it fits all the things. It's short, it's fun, it's cheesy a little bit, and it was a 5-star read. So it fits all the boxes, and it was like perfect. It was the perfect thing to get me out of a reading slump. And then we've got some books by Katherine Center. I've not read all of her books. I've only read 2, and these are the 2 that I would suggest that you do read because they were really, really good. The Bodyguard, and then Hello Stranger. I will say though, they are closed door, obviously, but they do have a couple of F words in them. So I actually counted. The Bodyguard has 2, kind of thrown in at the very end, whatever. And then Hello Stranger has 5. And they're pretty skippable. So they didn't bother me as much. Language is way easier to skip over than on-page intimacy. So I thought that these were great. And they had such fantastic plots. And Katherine Center is a very good writer. She's written a lot of books. And I loved these 2. And their covers are so cute. Like all of these covers are just like so happy. And they're pretty lighthearted reads. Very easy to read. And just really enjoyable. And Hello Stranger was actually a 4.5-star for me. But if it didn't have the F words in it, it probably would have been a 5-star. It was fantastic. Then my personal favorite book ever is Edenbrooke by Julianne Donaldson. This is literally my go-to for getting out of a slump. I read it every year, literally every single year. Whenever I'm feeling blue, I'm like, oh, I just need to read that lovely book. It just is so happy, and I know how it ends, and I know how the relationship goes, and you think I'd get sick of it, but no, I read it every year. I've read it every year, probably since I was 15. So, if that doesn't tell you how lovely this book is, it is so good. It is so good. It is perfect in every single way. I love it so much. And it's just one of those books that just makes you so happy. And so yeah, that's like my go-to for getting out of reading slump. And honestly, I think it could get anybody out of reading slump. It's just that good. It's so good. Maybe I'm biased, I don't know. But I love it. I love it so much. It's just the perfect little Regency romance, and it's just adorable. And that's just like what the kind of books that you need to read to get you out of a reading slump. So my best suggestion for you would be Edenbrooke. Ow. Where's Sarah stuck my earring? The next couple of books are actually very surprising just because they are not contemporary romances, and they're not necessarily short. So they are actually fantasy, and fantasy is not the type of genre that I would pick up to help me get out of reading slump. But these books specifically, I don't know why, but they were really fun. The series called Twin Crowns by Catherine Doyle and Catherine Weber, a dual author book series. It's 3 books. I've read the first 2. The third one just came out at the beginning of this month. I've not read it yet. I don't know if I'll get to it for a while, but the first 2 are really good. I think I gave them both 4.5 stars. Anyway, so Twin Crowns is the first one, and then Cursed Crown is the second, and then Burning Crowns is the one that just came out. And Cursed Crown, they're basically in the genre of fantasy rom-com, which is so weird to me because I'm like, I've never read anything like that, and I've never even heard of anything like that, but it was just, they were funny, and it's YA. It's really loud clap. And they were so cute, and it's about these 2 twin sisters, and it's just, everything that happens is just so funny to me, and I really enjoyed them. And I read the first one during a reading slump, which is why I would suggest it, just because it helped me. And maybe it's not one of those books that I would honestly recommend for you, maybe, I don't know, but it helped me, and I think they're really funny, and they are longer. I think they're over 400 pages each. So the next one, and my last one for now, would be Powerless by Lauren Roberts. For obvious reasons, it was a 5-star read for me a couple months ago. And it's, again, kind of like Twin Crowns and Cursed Crowns. It's actually really, they're all really fast paced as well. Like, the plot never drags. Things are always happening. It is written really well. And it's captivating, and so that's why I would suggest these fantasies, just because they're so fast-paced, and they don't necessarily focus on world building, which honestly, I don't care about world building as much as you'd think. I really don't. I can just imagine it in my own brain. I don't need the author explaining every single detail that the characters are seeing, you know? It's just one of those things that I think is unnecessary and really boring. So these books don't really talk about the world building, which I found kind of refreshing, actually. So if you just want to like have a fast-paced fantasy book that has so much going on and like really great writing and all that, these are probably my best fantasy recommendations. So if you want to get into fantasy, like the trying something different thing that I suggested earlier, one of the steps, maybe starting a fantasy book is what you need. And if you want to do fantasy, I would recommend these ones. Something super fun. They're fun. They're like really light. Powerless is a little bit heavier, kind of, but still fabulous. They're really, really good. I think that is it for now. I hope you enjoyed these recommendations. Literally, my brain is still sick. So, what do you do? I needed to get a video out here. Anyway, I think that's all. Those are all the books. I know there are so many other books out there, so many that I've read that I've enjoyed, that have given me out of a reading slump, but just these were just the top few that I would recommend that I feel like would help anybody, like literally anybody. And all of the other ones were just probably specifically for me to get out of a reading slump. But anyway, I think that's probably all. The next time I record a video, I will not be living in the state of New York anymore. My husband and I, he's done with school, and we are so happy. And so yeah, we're really excited to go back home for the summer, and then he'll start his new job. So yeah, little life update for you. I don't do that very often. I don't talk about personal things very often. Obviously, because it's like a YouTube channel, like who cares about my personal life? We want book recommendations, right? But anyway, so yeah, you'll never see this couch again. And I'm not sad about it, because I'll be open. This couch is awful. This couch is really bad. It's really uncomfortable, and it's been awful. We don't use it. I literally, this is like the most use I've ever gotten out of it, is doing my videos. Anyway, say goodbye to this couch. Anyway, that is all. I'm sorry, I got really sidetracked, but I hope that you've enjoyed this video and have good recommendations and things that will help you get out of a reading slump, because I know that it's helped me. and I've been in many reading slumps. So anyway, not that I'm an expert or anything, but hopefully this helps you too. But that's all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.